So we'll start in mountain pose. So just take your time and just make your way up to a standing position. We can begin our practice together. And you might start with a few deep breaths. Just get reacquainted with your breathing. Nice slow, deep breath in. And a complete breath out. And you might do that one more time. A nice full breath in. Perhaps breathing in through your nose. You can exhale through your nose or out through your mouth with a soft sigh. And do a little quick body scan. Just check in with how you're feeling right now. Any movement that you may like to do to just do that checking in. Awareness of what your body might be needing in your practice today. And eventually you just might come to stillness. Just holding here for a moment. And taking the time to feel your breath. Notice how your body is responding to your breath. Perhaps a nice full inhale to fill up your lungs, followed by a slow and controlled exhale where you might draw your navel inward towards your spine, creating the abdominal lock, that light contraction of your abdominal muscles. Listen to the sound of your breath. So combining those two things, the sound of your breath, the feeling of your breath. Again, feeling breath rising upward to fill your lungs, that nice expansive inhale. And with the exhale, connecting to your center, drawing belly in, awareness. Reminder that this is your practice. I'll be guiding you through some twisting postures today. Move in the way that you need to move. Modify if you need to. Rest whenever you need to. So let's prepare our bodies to move by taking 3 more deep breaths. Producing energy in the body. Ready to move. And when you're ready, inhale, extend your arms overhead. Just feel like a nice stretch, reaching all the way up. And exhale, fold forward, a good hinge from your hips. Bend your knees as much as you need to. Just take your time. No rush. You might touch your toes, or your hands might land at your shins or ankles. And inhale and slide your hands up to your shins or knees and extend your spine. Even feel like you're trying to come forward, led by the crown of your head. Exhale, fold back down towards toes. Again, a partial fold or all the way down if it feels okay. You might just put a little bit more bend in the knees. Heaviness in the upper body. Kind of a weight shift forward. Add some movement here. Maybe a little circle of the shoulders. Circle them backward a few times. And forward. And nod your head yes, shake your head no. Just to loosen up in the upper body. Neck and shoulders, upper back. Just a couple more breaths in our forward fold. Ready to stand. So shift your weight back into your heels, bend your knees, lower your hips like you're sitting down into a low chair. As you lift your chest, extend your arms out to the side and just float all the way up. There you go. Standing tall and inhale, reaching high. And exhale, hands to your heart or bring your arms down to your side. Just pause, just take a breath. Let's go through that same sequence. Inhales, reaching your arms out and up. Good stretch quality, lengthening. Exhale, lead with heart, fold forward. Good bend in the knees, make your way down. Going at your own pace. Inhale, rise up halfway, creating that long, flat back like you're a table. Exhale, melt right back down through the natural curvature of the spine. Release your head, neck, and shoulders as you're able. Shifting your weight back into your heels, bend your knees, take that imaginary seat, extend your spine, and spread your wings, growing tall. You've got it. Reaching up. Exhale, hands to heart or arms to your side. So it's our half salute to the sun. Just coming back to mountain pose, checking in, find the breath. And we'll continue with our sun salute. Whenever you're ready, inhale, taking the arms out and up. Exhale, let's fold forward. Inhale, rising halfway, sliding the hands up the legs a bit. Exhale, fold, bend your knees, all the way down we go, so you can place your hands on your mat and walk or step or even hop both feet back until you're in plank pose. Nice high push-up position. We'll breathe in right here. With the exhale, bend your knees a little, send your hips right up into the air, just a shortcut to downward facing dog. We usually do that the first time. You can certainly do that the entire time during your practice. That's it. Once you're in your downward facing, you might just hold, be here with the posture or add movement. Yeah, a little stretch for your calves and toes. Bend your knees, a little movement of your hips. Making sure your hands feel strong, pressing firmly into the mat. Nice, strong, straight arms. And anytime you can even rest if you need to. Maybe you're just bringing knees to the floor, sitting back in child's pose, whatever you might need. Let's continue from here. A nice full breath in, filling up your lungs. And exhale, draw belly in, nice connection and strength building. Bend your knees so you can walk, step, or hop. Both feet return to the top of the mat into your forward fold. Inhale, lengthening halfway. Crown of the head leads forward. Exhale, back down to forward fold. Your weight shift into the heels, bend your knees. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Grow tall, reaching up into the air. Now with this exhale, take chair pose or a chair-like position. That weight shift back into your hips and heels. Arms can be straight. You can certainly bend your elbows. Not going to be here too long. Take a breath in. And exhale, diving out of your seat towards your toes, forward fold. Inhale, lengthening halfway or just feel the extended spine. Exhale, fold, bend your knees, hands to the mat, hop or step back into plank pose. Draw that straight line in the body as before. You can take that same shortcut to down dog with your exhale, or with your exhale, bend your elbows to lower your way down, finishing your push-up. There you go. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale to a back bend. It could be a low cobra, upward facing dog, or somewhere in between. That's the in-breath. And with the exhale, downward facing dog. Just up onto your toes. Lifting knees, then hips into the air. If you need to, just adjust your feet, even your hands on your mat. Fully arriving in the posture. And we'll continue. And inhale to extend right leg up behind you, reaching for the back wall. Exhale, let's step forward. Right foot to the top of the mat in your right hand. Left heel will turn to the floor. Be sure to put good weight in that back foot. Find some centering with the feet. And inhale, hinge from hips with a lengthened spine. Reaching into the air. Exhale, let's fold. Make our way back down to the floor. Plant your hands and slide or step the right foot back into plank pose. Complete the series as you like. The shortcut to down dog or a variation of chaturanga. I like that. Bringing the knees to the floor first works well. Then chest. Maybe a low cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. We'll always just meet in downward facing dog. And when you're ready, and inhale to extend left leg up and back, reaching strongly. Exhale, left foot to the top of the mat, near left hand. Once you've landed, turn right heel to the floor behind you, shifting the weight back, find that centering so your hands are light, easily able to lift right up into the air. First warrior, nice. Exhale, hinge and fold. Plant the hands strongly into the earth. Slide or pull that left foot back. There's plank, finishing your sequence. Arriving together in downward facing dog, always taking your time, just moving with your breath. Arriving in the pose. Let's do a little floor work. You're going to bring your knees to the floor. Sit back briefly in hero, just to get off the hands. We're going to sit off to the side. Swinging the legs around to the front here. Sit in the center of your mat. We're going to roll down onto the back. And once you're here, go ahead and draw your knees into chest, just for a little massage for your back, your hips. If you like, a little circle of the feet. A couple breaths. Let's get prepared for bridge pose, a back bend. So just place your feet on the mat, knees bent. And breathing in, fill up your lungs. Exhale to empty the belly, engaging your core center. Just feel your hips float right up into the air. If you like, you can get your arms and shoulders a bit underneath you. That might require a rocking of the upper body left and right a few times. So you can get your arms and shoulders underneath you. For support in the pose, you might use your hands and literally lift yourself up and hold yourself up. Just kind of sit in your hands, or even slide a block or two underneath you. Or you can bend your elbows so your arms are at 90 degrees and press the backs of your arms into the mat. So it just lifts you, opens the chest a bit more. Let's just take 2 more breaths while we're here. Nice opening for the whole front side of the body. For that second breath, let's make some space to come out of the pose. Start by wiggling the feet forward a few times. Take your arms straight up into the air, and then roll your way down. Once you've made your soft landing, extend your arms behind you and reach your legs out front. Just straighten your legs. Reach in these opposite directions. We'll go ahead and hug both knees back into the chest. We're going to come to seated, so you can rock to one side and press yourself up, or rock yourself up to seated, so we can come to boat pose. So moving into your variation of boat, just as long as you feel an extension of the spine. You're breathing to feel that extension and filling up your lungs. You exhale to connect to your core center. Lots of variations. The knees can be bent. You can even bring heels to the floor. You can straighten the legs. You might hold on to the legs or even free up the hands. All right, we're going to move on to this next breath. So an inhale, more lift and length through the spine. The exhale, perhaps crossing legs if you can. Roll forward onto your hands to hop back into plank, or hands to the side. And just swing or step the feet back. And just come to plank pose. Hold for a moment. Just feel the strength. Even continue to feel your core strength in this position. And we'll take a shortcut to down dog. So just bend your knees a little, send your hips into the air. Make the adjustments with feet and hands. Take a breath. And then we'll continue. So here, an inhale to extend right leg up behind you. First, just feel that straight line throughout the entire body. Then we're going to open the hip here by bending the knee. Yes, bring the heel down a bit as the knee lifts a bit. And it'll create a little bit of a twist in the spine. It also opens the hips. Perfect, just like that. There we go. Okay, breathing in right where you are. We're going to exhale to unwind from that twist and step through. Right foot to the top of the mat, going for our lunge. Take your time. Left heel turns to the floor. Shifting weight back, balanced on 2 feet, light hands. We'll rise to our first warrior. Inhale. And exhale, opening to the left side of the room. Here's our warrior 2. Maybe adjusting the feet if you need to. Yes. Outstretched arms, feeling as if you're going to touch the walls. Feel tall. Yeah, there we go. Lots of energy in the pose. Let's take side angle. So reach out, angled upper body. Rotate the arm. So right arm reaching downward, left hand reaching towards the ceiling. You choose how deep you would like to go. You might stay up high, which I typically do. You can certainly go down lower, maybe touching the floor, using a block perhaps as the ground. Stay where you are. Just going to bring your left hand down behind you to your low back, and just the back of your hand just resting on your low back. Maybe a few more circles with that left shoulder if you've got a little bit of mobility there. So if you can see me here, I'm just kind of circling this shoulder a few times. And then just hold it back just to feel that opening through the chest. And an inhale to re-extend, left hand up into the air. Exhale, turn. Let's bring the hands to the floor. We'll step back into plank pose. Another pause as the body realigns. And then another shortcut to down dog, just soft knees, hips into the air, adjusting. Then inhale, extend left leg up into the sky, hold for the extended body, and then bend the knee, heel comes down a bit, lift the knee a little bit, feel that slight turn of the torso, an opening of the hips towards the left side of the room. Breathe in right here. And with the exhale to unwind from that twist, step through. Left foot to the top of the mat, right heel plants firmly into the floor, light hands, easily able to float your way up. Inhale, first warrior. Exhale, opening to your second warrior. Side angle, reaching out, angled upper body, rotating here, reaching up, reaching down, really creating just a nice opening for the whole front side of the body, and certainly a nice hip opener as well. And we'll bring the right hand down behind you to low back. If there's mobility in the shoulder, a few circles. There you go. And then just hold it back as a way of opening up through the heart. Another breath. We'll inhale to re-extend the right arm up into the air. There we go. Exhale, turn and fold. Bring your hands down to the mat, stepping back or slide that left foot back, plank pose. You can take another shortcut to down dog or finish a sequence. Maybe chaturanga dandasana. Inhale to up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Nice full breath in. Exhale, walk, step, or hop. Both feet return to the top of your mat. Stay on your feet. You'll be in a forward fold, and we'll inhale, extend through the spine. And fold again. And inhale, reverse your swan dive, coming up, reaching into the air. Feel that stretch. Exhale, bring your arms to your side this time. That's it. Yeah, shake it out a little bit. Take a breath. Let's go ahead and grab a block. We're going to do a chair pose with a twist. So you can take the block, hold on to the block between the thighs here, a little squeeze. We'll move together. So an inhale to re-extend the arms up. Exhale, take chair pose. You don't have to sit back too deeply if you don't want to. And then bring hands to heart center. So you can stay up high like I typically do. You can certainly go down much lower. Okay. Now just kind of tune in. Actually, before we get into the twist, take your hands, place them on your hips, and just feel the alignment of the hips. This is where your hips are going to stay. Because when we twist, it's just the upper body, okay? Trying to keep the hips as aligned as we can right here. Go ahead and bring hands to heart center once again. Breathe in, lengthening through the torso. Exhale, pull belly in, squeeze your block. And there's that little twist towards the right side of the room. Just a slight rotation. Mindful of the hips in place. That's what the block is helping him to do, is actually keeping the hips in place. That's it. Perfect. What I imagine is like a bottle, even like a water bottle that has a screw cap or top. The bottle's in place, you're holding on to one hand while you're turning the cap with the other hand. So that's what's happening in the body here. Breathing in. And the exhale to unwind. Place your hands on your thighs. Press into the thighs just to assist yourself. Standing nice and tall. Let's extend the arms up. And go right away to the other side. So take chair pose. Hands to heart. Ready to go. And inhale. Feel like you're extending through the spine, like you're getting up out of your chair. Exhale, draw belly in, squeeze your block. And here's our rotation. Take your time with this as you twist to the left side. These can be mild rotations. Yes, they don't have to be very far or deep at all. You feel the turn, you're in a turn, okay? Even with the mild rotation, very effective. Breathing in. And the exhale, we're unwinding, placing hands on thighs. Go ahead and release the block here and slowly fold. So you can place the block on the floor, and we'll continue our flow from here. So inhale, monkey pose, or that extended spine. Go at your own pace. Exhale, fold and bend, hands to the mat. Hop or step back, plank pose. Come down if you like, Chaturanga Dandasana, or just make up a sequence that would feel good right here. And just making your way to downward facing dog. Good. Once you're in down dog, and inhale to extend right leg up. Bend and twist. Stay here, or if you can, twist open a little bit more, if you're able. If it feels not great, then you don't have to do that. Alrighty, breathing in. Once again, exhale, unwind, step through. Right foot to the top of the mat. Back to our warrior one. Left heel will turn to the floor, rising when you're ready. We're just going to make this flow, opening up to a warrior two. Quick adjustment so you can fully arrive in warrior two. Right away, side angle. Reaching out, rotate the arms. Right hand down. This time, just follow the left hand over your head, reaching towards the front of the room to get a side body stretch. Yes, breathing in. Exhale, turn and fold. Bring your hands to the floor. Stay here. Rise up onto your tiptoes behind you. So you'll kind of be in this runner's lunge, yes? Now what we're going to do, we're going to gently set the left knee onto the floor. Alrighty, follow me here. So the left knee's on the floor. I'm going to take my left foot and swing it towards the right side of the room. Okay? And carefully sitting back, so I'm going to sit behind that left leg. That makes sense? You want to make sure you swing that foot far away enough so you can sit behind that leg and foot. With the right foot, step over that left knee. Okay, we're going into another twist here. So if this doesn't feel great on the hips or legs, you can even keep that foot on the inside, okay, of that knee. Here. Now I like to hold on to the shin here. First, actually, I like to adjust the seat. Now my left cheek's on the mat. My right cheek does not touch the floor, nor does it have to. Hold on to the shin just to help you extend the spine. We'll keep hold of the shin with the left hand. Maybe bring the right hand behind you, fingertips on the floor, just to help you sit up nice and tall. So we're breathing in. And exhale, a little rotation, a little twist to your right. Again, you don't have to go very far. Now the left hand can just continue to hold on to the knee here, or the left elbow might come to the outside of that knee. Or you might wrap the arm, wrapping the elbow around the knee. So different variations of being in this pose. And just choose the one that just feels good for you at the moment. Just as long as you feel very tall, you can feel like you've got some space to continue the lengthening and lift of the spine. With the inhale, with the exhale, just draw belly in. You don't have to twist any deeper than you are now, but the exhale just helps you to engage the oblique muscles and hold you in place. Okay, we're going to come out of the pose, so soften, unwind, mostly facing forward. Maybe both hands behind you, lean back so you can uncross the legs here. Maybe resit. I like to lift and then just resit. And just come to a boat pose. You're probably way back on your mat, that's fine. So a little boat pose here for a transition. So we're going to breathe in, little lift, exhale, cross legs. You have all that space way out front so you can almost crawl forward onto the hands and step back into your plank pose right there. You can take a shortcut to downward facing dog or a variation of a flow, chaturanga, up dog, into down dog, whatever you like right there. So same thing other side. So first an inhale to extend left leg into the sky, reaching back, bend and twist. Stay there or just see if you can open up a little bit more. Not forcing it, just seeing if there's a little bit more space to move into. Breathe in. And exhale, unwind, stepping through. Left foot to the top of the mat. Back to our warrior one. Plant that right heel behind you. Find this balance, rising up, first warrior. Exhale, opening to your warrior two, setting yourself up. Right away into side angle, reach out. Rotate the arms here. Follow your right arm overhead, reaching towards the front of the room. Feel that nice side body stretch. Breathing in. Exhale, turning so you can bring hands to the floor. Stay there. Rise up onto your tiptoes behind you so you're nicely aligned in your runner's lunge. Okay, we're going for that twist again. So you're going to gently set the right knee onto the floor. You're going to swing that right foot over to the left side so you can sit back behind that leg and foot. We'll take the left foot, step over the right knee. or keep it on the inside. Adjust your seat if you need to. Holding onto the shin initially, sitting up tall. Right hand will hold on to the knee. Left hand behind you, assisting that lift. That's a breath in and the exhale, just to mildly rotate to your left side. Again, hand can stay on the leg. Hug the knee or bring elbow to the outside of the knee, and the right hand will be in the air. Okay. Checking in, notice how it feels on this side. It might feel different from the other side. Maybe you can go a little deeper, or maybe you have to twist a little less. All right, breathing in. And you exhale and just soften a bit. We'll start to unwind, facing forward, hands behind you to lean back so you can uncross the legs here. Reseat the body. Back to our boat pose, sitting in the back of the boat here. Breathing in, lift, exhale, cross legs, hands out front, perhaps even crawl forward so you can extend the legs back behind you. Plank, finishing the series as you'd like. Arriving in down dog. Very good. Nice full breath in. Exhale, walk, step, or hop. Both feet up to the top of the mat. Stay on your feet to forward fold. Inhale, lengthening halfway up. Exhale, fold again. Our weight shifting to the heels. Bend your knees. Inhale, reverse your swan dive. Get even taller as you're able. Exhale, arms down to your side. Good. Shake it out. There we are. Okay. So follow me with this little sequence. We're going to go back to our chair pose. You can use the block if you like. Okay. So we're going to inhale, reach up. Exhale, take chair pose, hands to heart center. A little weight shift into the heels and your hips. Breathing in, good length of spine. Exhale, a little twist to your right. Since we're twisting to the right, start shifting your weight into your right foot. Okay. So you can feel that energy in that right leg. So you can even lift the left heel or even pick up the foot, left foot, and start extending it back, or even just tap that left foot back so it's towards the back end of your mat. From here, extend your arms floor to ceiling. Now the left hand, if you're able, just place it somewhere just on the outside of that knee or thigh. Okay? While the right arm is just extended out to the side. It might reach the ceiling, doesn't have to. It might be out at an angle. Alrighty. We're just going to unwind that position. Just bring the hands back to center or to your heart space. Step forward, returning to our chair pose. We're still in the twist. Unwind it. Hands on thighs. Press, lift, reach up to re-extend. Same thing, other side. Chair pose. Hands to heart. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Mild twist to left side. Imagine you may have that block between the thighs. Okay, squeezing to center, hips are aligned here. Shifting weight into left foot, strong left leg, so you can pick up the right foot, either tap it back or just step it back. So we've just created this lunge. We're in this twisted lunge here. Extend the arm. So right hand, if you can, just on the outside of that left knee. While the left hand's in the air, just extended somewhere in the air. Again, it might be out at an angle. It might be reaching directly up, but you're in a twist regardless. Okay? And just notice here, because you might notice there's a lot of weight in this front foot. The second time we do this, we're going to change that. Okay? Let's go in reverse. Bring the hands back to heart center. Right foot steps forward, so we're in our chair pose in a twist still. Inhale. Exhale, unwind, hands on thighs. Press to stand. Reach into the air. And then arms to your side. Okay? So rest there for a second. So then we're going to do this again. We're just going to add on. So here's my chair, shifting to right foot. I'm sorry, I got to do twist first. Twist, shifting to right foot, tapping this left foot back. So I got that foot back, but the weight is still up here somewhere. Alrighty, so what we'll need to do, you might need to just kind of slide that foot back, but it's really kind of in the hips here. Let me turn this way so I can actually see you. Okay. You might need to feel the hips actually shift back, so you have a little more weight in that back foot, so your weight is here and not here in the knee, okay? And then we'll do our extension, because this is going to help us get into our next pose, Twisted Warrior 2. So you're going to rise up, you'll be in a twist, in Twisted Warrior 2, then we're going to unwind it and just make our way into Warrior 2. Be aware of my back foot. I just drop that heel to the floor. We're going to keep going and go into a reversed warrior. Okay? So let's try that from our mountain pose. So an inhale, growing tall, getting that nice length of spine and torso. Chair pose on the exhale. Good. Breathing in, lengthening. Exhale, here's our twist to the right side. These can remain mild. Once you're in your rotation, start shifting weight into right foot. So we can pick up the left foot, start tapping it back until we're in the lunge. And now we need to shift that energy away from the front knee more towards the hips. You might need to kind of slide or wiggle that left foot farther back and literally pull your hips back a bit so you feel more solid in that center. Yes? Then extend your arms. Left hand down on the outside of the right knee, right hand just extended in the air. Yes, just like that. And we're going to rise up, still facing that right side of the room, Twisted Warrior 2. So the left hand's reaching forward, right hand somewhere behind you. Kind of a backward cartwheel so we can get into Warrior 2. Plant that left heel into the floor. You'll be in Warrior 2. And then just reverse the warrior. Just keep that wheel turning in the arm. So right hand reaching into the sky. Yes. Perfect. Then a big windmill down to the floor in front, both hands on the mat. And just step back into down dog, both feet on the floor. Okay, and just step right back into down dog, both feet on the floor. Breathing in. Exhale, walk, step, or hop. Both feet return to the top of the mat. Stay on your feet. Take a monkey pose. That's the extended spine. And fold. We're going to do the other side. So an inhale, reverse swan dive. Take your time. Reaching up into the air. There's our stretch. Exhale, chair pose, hands to heart. Inhale, more lengthened spine. Exhale, here's our twist to the left. We're putting weight into that left foot. Picking up and tapping the right foot back. So we're creating the lunge. Then we need to center ourselves. So either sliding or tiptoeing that right foot farther back. Pull the hips back. Sit in that pocket. Then extend your arms floor to ceiling. Just straight arms. Right arms on the outside of that left knee if you're able. Still facing the left side of the room, rising up into your Twisted Warrior 2. You've got it. Right hand reaching forward, left hand back. Yeah, it takes a lot of balance here. We're unwinding, kind of a backward cartwheel into Warrior 2. If we just kept it flowing, just take the left hand right up into the sky. Into reversed warrior. Nice left side body stretch. You've got it. And then a windmill, bringing the hands down to the floor in front. Step back into down dog. So step back, both feet on the floor, hips in the air. Take a breath. Go ahead and bring your knees to the floor. Just going to take a seat. If you want, you can just sit in hero. If that's not comfortable, just take a regular seat. Okay? All right, another segment of our sequence. We'll be in our down dog leg extension. I've had you come to our little hip opener here and just seeing if there's a little bit more opening. You can stay just like this, or if you can, flip it over into Wild Thing. You'll end up facing the back of the room. I like to turn to get the feet solid on the floor, push into the floor with that hand lifting up through the hips and reaching up into the air. Ends up being a twisted back bend. Okay? And then you're just going to take a seat. We'll get into the pose, take a breath or two, then take a seat, and you'll just need to scoot onto your mat. So you'll end up facing the back of the room. We're going to come to boat pose here. Okay? If you decide that you're not going to do the flip, so you might be here, just come out of the pose and just sit and spin around. Okay? From here, we'll get into boat. We'll do a little chaturanga series. A leg will go up into the air. We're going to go to a high lunge. See how my body shifted back? Because all my weight went forward. I still want to find that center, okay, right at the hip bone, so I have that nice alignment and leverage to rise up. So we're going to come to that high lunge, and then from here come down to the knee. Alrighty? And what we did before, as you swing that foot, sit back, you're going to come to a twist. Again, you'll be facing the back of the room. This is how you're going to flip around, okay? So we're going to take our twist, come out of the twist. So this is my left foot that stepped over. This is kind of my rooted foot. So I'm just going to kind of get out of that cross-legged position, just kind of out in front of that knee. I'm going to spin on those toes. I'm going to go to my right, spinning around. Those toes pretty much stay on the floor. Because I'm going to take my other leg up into the air. I'll be in down dog. In this case, now my right leg up into the sky. Okay, to face the front of the room again. So let's give that a shot. Wherever you are, come to a boat pose. Inhale like you're floating up off the ground. Exhale, cross legs, hands in front or to the side, so you can get the feet back behind you, plank pose. Go through a full vinyasa if you like, or just take that nice shortcut to down dog. All are correct. Meeting in down dog. So we'll try that new series here. Whenever you're ready, inhale, extend right leg into the air, bend and twist. Stay there or flip the dog into wild thing. Both feet are planted into the earth, lifting up through the hips. Nice extension. Reach, inhale, and exhale, take a seat. If you need to, if you didn't do the flip, just come down, spin around. Go ahead and scoot so you're on your mat, just like you regularly would be on your mat, facing the back of the room. Come to boat pose. Okay, I'm just going to go through this series again. Now, we did the right leg, that went in the air, but listen carefully. Breathe in. Exhale, cross legs, hands in front, hop or step back, plank pose. Go through your series here to meet in down dog. You can shortcut it or take a chaturanga to an up dog to downward facing dog. Take your left leg into the air behind you, yes? Good. Left foot steps up to the top of the mat, going to a high lunge. So right heel will remain lifted. Okay. Rising up. Reaching into the sky, that right heel's lifted behind you. All 10 toes are pointing forward. Keep reaching high, lift butt. Bend your right knee. Go slowly and see if you can softly land on that right knee on the ground. You can bring your hands down. You can even bring them to the floor if you need to, okay? Because you're going to swing that right foot over towards the left side of your mat. And then sit back behind that foot like we did earlier. Let's go to that seated twist. So the left foot can step over that right knee, adjusting your seat a little bit if you need to. Same thing, nice and tall. Left hand's probably behind you. Lifting for the in-breath, long spine, exhale, mild twist. Stay where you are. Okay, we need to get out of this pose, so just unwind. So we're just kind of mildly sitting, facing the back of the room. So we're going to uncross this leg, just kind of step that left foot out in front of that right knee, okay, but kind of to the right side a little bit. Okay, turn your whole body to the right, bring your hands to the top of the mat, keeping the left set of toes on the floor so you can extend your right leg up into the air. Yes, and then right foot to the top of the mat. Come to a high lunge again. High lunge, left heel lifted. Rising up, facing the front of the room. From here, it's going to hinge forward, shifting weight into the front foot, step forward into chair pose. We're going to continue. Inhale, just stand up tall, maybe a little back bend. Just open the heart. Exhale, swan dive. Let's try that whole thing on the other side. Inhale, monkey, long spine. Exhale, hands to the floor. Hop or step back, plank pose. Come down if you like, chaturanga. Your choice of a series to get you to downward facing dog. Other side. Inhale, extend left leg into the air. Left leg. Bend and twist open. Stay there or flip the dog. into Wild Thing. Again, you'll end up facing the back of the room. Plant your feet so you can create that twisted back bend. Nice breath in. Exhale, take a seat. Just come down, slide over so you're on your mat, and come to boat pose so we can go through that series. Yes, breathing in. Exhale, cross legs, hands in front, hop or step back into plank or any way you want to get to plank pose. Finish the series again here, arriving in down dog. Now we're extending right leg into the air, right leg up, right foot to the top of the mat, high lunge. Okay, left heel stays lifted, all 10 toes pointing forward, rising up. This does take some balance. What you may want to do here is imagine you've got a block between the thighs and just squeeze to center. That'll stabilize the hips and help you with balance. Keep the arms extending in the air. Slowly bend the left knee until it comes down to the ground. Landing lightly. You can bring the hands down, even down to the floor. Okay, going for that twist. Swing the left foot off to the right side. Sit back behind that leg and foot. Stepping the right foot over that left knee and getting into your twist. There you go. Making sure wherever you are in your rotation, you can sit as tall as you can. Good length in the spine. There we go. One more breath in and out. Then soften, maybe facing forward. Okay, uncrossing that leg. So stepping the right foot forward a little bit, out in front of that left knee. Make sure that right foot's kind of on the left edge of your mat. Turn your whole body to the left so you can bring your hands to the top of the mat. Just spin around. The right foot's going to stay on the floor. Then extend your left leg up into the sky. And then left foot to the top of the mat, high lunge. Right heel stays lifted, shifting the weight back to find your center so there's no weight or pressure in that left knee as you hinge your way up to that high lunge. Nice and tall. Engaging inner thighs, imagine you're holding onto a block. Hinge forward about 45 degrees and then push through those back toes so you start sending weight into this front foot because you're stepping forward into chair pose. Yes, right there. And then stand up tall, extended mountain, reaching high. Exhale, arms to your side. Alrighty. Okay, now we're going to put all that stuff together. Yeah? All right, it's going to start with chair pose, twist, stepping back into the twisted warrior 2 position. Okay, here we go. Inhale, take the arms out and up, getting that length. Exhale, chair pose. Keep it high if you'd like, hands to heart center. Breathe in, lengthen spine. Exhale, twist to your right. Start shifting weight into right foot so you can pick up the left foot and start tapping it back until you're in the lunge, and then find that center, okay? Shifting so you can sit easily in that pocket. That's your hips, your hip bones. Extend the arms floor to ceiling like we did earlier, yes? You're going to rise up so you're facing the right side of the room in a twisted warrior 2. The left hand's reaching forward, right hand somewhere behind you. Our little backward cartwheel into warrior 2. Keep moving. Right hand into the air for reversed warrior. Right hand up. Yes. Okay. Then our big windmill, taking the hands down to the floor in front. You're going to slide the right foot back and up into the air. Down dog, right leg lifted, bend and twist open, and flip the dog. Right foot onto the floor, plant the feet, find that twisted back bend. Breathing in. Exhale, take a seat. Slide over onto the center of your mat. Once you're in your seat, take boat pose. Once you're in boat, we're breathing in, we're moving. Exhale, cross legs, hands in front, hop or step back, plank pose. Finish your series, Chaturanga Dandasana perhaps. Up dog, downward facing dog. Inhale, extend left leg into the air. Left leg, left foot to the top of the mat. High lunge. Right heel stays lifted. We're rising up, reaching into the air, dynamically reach into the air, but bend the right knee so you can come down to the earth. Kneeling, hands can come down. Swing that right foot off to the left edge of the mat. Sit back behind. This is all the same. Sit back. Cross that left foot over right knee, twisting to the left. Just one more breath because we're going to keep this moving. So we're uncrossing. Just step that left foot forward, still directly in front of that right knee. Turn to your right, hands at the top of the mat, so you can spin. Left foot stays on the floor, so your right leg can re-extend up into the sky. And right foot to the top of the mat, back to a high lunge. Find your center, float your way up. And we're nicely centered here. We hinge forward, 45 degrees, and we shift to get weight into this front foot so we can easily step forward. There's chair pose, hands to heart. We're ready for the other side, breathing in. Exhale, twist to your left. Shifting weight into left foot. Pick up right foot, tap it back. Once again, find your center. Not only is this class about twisting, it's about centering too. Okay? Extending arms floor to ceiling. Yes, rising to twisted warrior two. A lot of hip work right there. Unwind completely into a warrior two. Right away, reverse the warrior, left hand reaching into the sky for the side body stretch. Another big windmill to come around to the floor in front with both hands. Step back into down dog. Slide that left foot back and right up into the air. Bend and twist. Stay here or flip your dog. There's our wild thing. Breathing in. Exhale, take a seat. Find the center or just sit on the mat. Move into boat pose. We're still moving right away. And inhale to feel like you're floating. Exhale, cross legs, hands in front. Hop or step back. Plank pose, come down if you'd like. Chaturanga Dandasana, you choose the series. Yes. Downward facing dog. Once in down dog, inhale, extend right leg into the sky. And right foot straight up to the top of the mat, high lunge. Left heel stays lifted. Find your center, float up. Good action of reaching up as you bend left knee, coming down to the earth, kneeling, landing lightly. That's some core work there and leg work, hands to the floor. So you can spin or swing that left foot to the right side, sit back behind that leg, create your twist. Right foot steps over the left knee, nice and tall and lengthened through the spine. That's the in-breath. Exhale for the twist. Not here too long. There it is. Just want to experience the rotation and keep the body moving. We're softening the twist. We're stepping that right foot forward a bit. Keep turning around to your left, hands out in front. Right foot stays on the floor, so your left leg can extend up into the sky behind you, down dog. Left foot to the top of the mat, high lunge. There, good. Nice finding that centering. Rising up. Reaching up. There's our center. We hinge forward about 45 degrees. We start sending weight into the left foot so you can step forward or return to chair. Let's go ahead and stand up nice and tall. Let's keep it moving. A little back bend by tipping the chin up. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, monkey pose. That's a flat back, long spine. Exhale, fold and bend. Hands to the floor. Hop or step back, plank pose. You decide what you would like to do next. It might be a shortcut to downward facing dog or a nice easy movement to downward facing. Let's take child's pose. Bring your knees to the floor. You can even take the knees a little wider if you'd like that variation. Sitting back, and the hips don't even need to touch the heels. Just want to be mindful of how this feels on the knees. We're just coming down in this bowing position. Just an opportunity to return to breath. As you're able, slow, deep breaths. If you happen to have created a personal intention for your practice today, just return to that intention. It's not even too late to create an intention right now. Perhaps our twisting practice opened up something, a thought, an idea, a feeling. more breaths. Slowly rising from your child's pose here. Stay on hands and knees. If your knees went wide, just bring them in a little bit so they're underneath the hips. Thread the needle. This is how we'll set it up. Follow me. You're going to step your left hand forward just a little bit. You're going to step it out to your left side a little bit. It might even be right there on the edge of the mat. You're going to dial the left hand inward. Okay, so your middle finger, let's say the middle finger was pointing towards a 12 on the clock. We're dialing it inward so it's pointing towards the 1 or 2 on the clock. Put some weight into that left hand so we can take the right arm out to the side. And with the exhale, here's the threading of the needle. So we're bringing it behind the left arm. The left elbow will bend. You might need to adjust where the left hand is, but it creates a little doorway and a nice 90-degree angle. As you're able, perhaps bringing that right shoulder right down to the floor. A little weight or pressure in that shoulder is just fine if it feels okay. But you're also twisting, okay? So being aware of still lengthen the spine. Imagine, or even just feel like your hips are being drawn back towards the back of the room, back edge of your mat. Just keeping the spine long even though you're in this twist. Just 3 more breaths. And just the placement of this left hand will help you get out of the pose, because that left arm is bent, maybe at a good angle for leverage. So when you're done with the 3rd breath, just press into the floor with the left hand so you can lift, unthread, maybe re-extend the right arm out. You can open up there, right hand to the floor, adjust the hands and knees. And we'll do the same with the other hand, stepping right hand forward, out to the right side. I'll dial it inward so the middle finger is pointing towards the 10 or the 11 on a clock. Extend your left arm out to the side. Exhale. Thread the needle, let that right elbow bend to about 90 degrees, creating that little doorway, like you're kind of sliding through that little tiny door. Left shoulder or part of that shoulder might come to the floor, feeling like you're actually reaching through that tiny doorway. Hips are being drawn back just to maintain, yes, just some length in the spine as best as you can. Breathing, of course. Two more breaths. Pressing the right hand into the floor so you can lift, unthread, maybe re-extend the left arm out to the side, and then down to the mat. We'll sit back briefly in hero, so you can sit off to the side. Swing the legs around to the front, sitting in the center of your mat. Roll your way down. You can hug the knees in. We'll just take one last twist, spinal twist, taking the knees over to the left side of the room, right arm off to the right side. Just a few breaths here. Finishing our twisting practice. A lot of twists and turns and flips in this class. Two more breaths on this first side. You certainly can stay longer on this side if this feels good. Whenever you're ready, return to center. You might pause in center, just for a little spinal realignment before taking the twist on the other side. Perhaps taking 2 more breaths. Whenever you feel complete on this side, just return to center. And then you can extend your legs straight out in front of you, arms resting down by your side for Shavasana. Or move into any other pose that would feel more comfortable, most comfortable for you as you complete your moving practice. It might be lying down with bent knees. You might continue to stay lying on your side. You can even roll onto your belly or even come up to seated. Wherever you are, just settling in. Complete stillness, softness, ease in mind and body, gentle breath. Stay in tune with your breath. Be aware of your breathing. With this awareness, take 5 slow, steady breaths. Intentional breathing. The intention here is to bring a new energy to the body, perhaps a new awareness. Feeling movement return to your body with this breath. Maybe with this twisting practice, you created more space in your body, freedom of movement. As you're approaching your 5th breath, feel movement return to your body. And when you feel ready, taking your time to roll onto one side of your body, just briefly in a nurturing pose. And still moving in slow motion, just guide your way up to seated. Once you're here, your arms can stay relaxed down by your side, hands in lap, or bring your hands to your heart center. And just take one more breath. And as we come to the close of our practice together, we bow, saying, Namaste. Namaste.
Thank you so much for watching and participating in this yoga lesson. To help us with the channel so we can continue to bring you more content, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. It's really appreciated. Namaste.